Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Well, today is the day one of our brand new series 10 questions to achieve grade 9. I'm so excited you're here. Starting today, every session will tackle 10 carefully chosen questions that will boost your skills, strengthen your concepts, and help you aim for the grade 9 in your exams. Today we are dividing into super important topic, quadratics. These 10 questions will not only challenge you, but they'll also help you truly master everything you need to know about solving and understanding quadratics. Make sure you stay till the end and don't forget to grab your notebook and work along with me. Let's get started and smash those grades. Well, here's the question number 1. Well, I do have the printed sheet, the typed one, and that's available on the website. You can avail that. Okay, so let me start with the question number 1. Find the roots of the following quadratic equations by factorization method. See, when you study quadratics, you have to solve quadratics. Solving any equation, that means when you draw the curve, it should pass through the x-axis. What are those values of x for which y is 0? In short, like if you want to understand it algebraically, we are finding those values of x when I'll substitute y equals 0 in the particular equation. And graphical interpretation says that when you draw the curve, we have to find those points when the curve passes through the x-axis. And obviously, there the y is 0. This is why when we solve algebraically, y has to be 0. But coming back to the quadratics, quadratics are solved by 4 methods. Factorization method, completing the square method, formula method, and graphical method. So this one here, they have specifically mentioned you to solve with the factorization method. Factorization method is basically asked in non-calculator paper. So here you just have to find the factors of this, and there's a short trick of finding it. You have to find two numbers. Their product should be equals to this one, the last one, or we can say C. If I compare this equation with the standard equation of quadratic says ax squared plus bx plus c. And if I compare this one, a is 1, b is -1, and c is -56. So we are finding those two numbers. We have to find those two numbers. Their product should be equals to a times c. So product should be equals to a times c. And sum should be equals to b. That means in this case, 1 times -56. So we have to find the product should be -56 and sum should be equals to -1. Well, those two numbers are, and there's another way to understand it. If the product of two numbers is negative, that means clearly it's giving me an idea that one number has to be negative and one has to be positive. That's the only case where you'll find the product to be negative. So now we know that one is negative, one is positive. Now look into this sum thing. So sum should be equals to -1. If it's equals to -1, that means obviously the greater number is negative. We now know that one is positive, one is negative, and if the sum is negative, that means the greater number, the bigger number is negative. Now we have to start with the factors of 56. What two numbers can make 56? There is a simple way to find the prime factors. If you can find the prime factors of 56 and do the combinations, it will be much easier. Or we can directly start with two numbers can be 56 times 1, right? Or we can say it can be 28 and 2. It can be 14 and 4. It can be 7 and 8. These can be the numbers. What I have done, I'm just increasing this one and decreasing this one. This is a way to find the factors. So bigger number has to be negative. So let me make bigger number O, bigger number is negative. So we know that the product of each will give you -56. this condition is being satisfied, but we have to satisfy this condition as well. Sum should be equals to -1. Negative 56 plus 1 is negative 55. No. Negative 28 plus 2 is negative 26. No. Negative 14 plus 4 is negative 10. No at all. Negative 7 plus 8. Oh, sorry, here I forgot to negative the bigger number. So 7 minus 8 is -1. Yes, these two are the numbers that we're looking for. So 7 and -8. Now there is a short trick. If your coefficient of x squared or simple, if your a, when you compare it with this, we found a is 1. When a is 1, directly you can write the numbers. That means x plus what two numbers you have found? -8 and 7. So x plus 7 and x minus 8, directly you just have to write the numbers like this and you'll get the factors. Now if the product of two factors is 0, that means either of them or both can be 0. So x plus 7 is equals to 0 will give me x1 as -7 and x minus 8 is equals to 0, so x2 will give me 8. So these are the two roots of this equation. Moving on to the next one, doing the same thing. A and C product should be equals to -48 and sum should be equals to 2. See, if you are already aware of factorization method, pause the video, solve all these questions and match the answers with my answers. If you are not aware of what all these things I am explaining you, I already have explained you part 1, so you have understood it. Pause the video, try to solve part II. So this is how it will help you in achieving grade 9, or it will help you in upgrading your grades. So P is -48 and sum should be 2. So let me find two numbers. Again, the product is negative. That means one has to be positive, one is negative. Sum is positive. That means greater number is positive. Two numbers are always start with the number itself and 1. Now you have to move on to increase this number, the next prime number. Look out the prime numbers. So next prime number that can divide 48 is 2. So 2 and this will be 24. So again we got the next combination. Now the 3 prime number also can divide 48, which is 16. 4, obviously it can 12. Now 5, 6. 6 and here it will be 8. 8, here it will be 6. So this is how you can find all the combinations. So you don't have to worry this one because it's the repetitive one. So if I want to know what's the correct one, I have to put the smaller number. I have to make the smaller number negative because their sum is positive, which clearly indicates that the smaller number is negative. So negative, 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 negative. Product of each one is -48. Only we have to look out the sum. -47, no. Positive 22, no. Here 30, no. Here 8, no. 2. So this is the combination we were looking for. 8 and -6 are the two numbers. 8 and -6. So directly I can write x plus 8 and x minus 6 equals 0. From here, x1 is -8 because I have equated one factor to 0. X plus 8 equals 0 give me x1 as -8 and x2 as positive 6. Moving on to the third part, I. 3x squared plus 10x plus 7. Now there is little difference because here a is not equals to 1. Every procedure till finding the two numbers will remain exactly the same, but later on this will change. Let me show you how. So a is 3, b is 10 and c is 7. We have to find the product should be AC, which is 21, and sum should be b, which is 10. So find the two numbers. I'm starting with 21 and 1. Then I can say the next number that can divide 21 is 3. So 3 and 7. The next number is 7. So yeah, 21, 1, 7 and 3 are the combination. And because product is positive, sum is positive, that means both numbers are positive. 21 plus 1, 22, no. 7 and 3 are the correct combination. But don't write x plus 7 times x plus 3. No, it won't work here because a is not equals to 1 in this case. A is 3. In this case, we have to work conventionally, the convention method of doing it, which is called splitting the middle term. This factorization method is this factorization is done by splitting the middle term, and this is why we find sum and product. So this middle term 10x can be divided into those two numbers that we have calculated, which is 7 and 3 in this case. So 3x squared and 10x can be written as 7x plus 3x. So plus 7x plus 3x plus 7. And now we have to make the pairs. The pair and the pair like this. So for the first pair, from the first two terms, I can take out x as common. So taking out x as common, remaining is 3x plus 7. And the next two have nothing in common, so it's just 1 that I can take out. So plus 1, and inside the bracket remains as it is. Now again we have two terms. In these two terms, 3x plus 7 is the common one. So I can write 3x plus 7. And the remaining would be x plus 1 equals 0. So from here, I have to equate now these two factors to 0. I'll get 3x plus 7 equals 0. So x1 is equals to negative 7 over 3. And x plus 1 equals 0. x2 will give me negative 1. So these two are the values. x1 as negative 1, x2 as negative 7 over 3. Moving on to the next one, we can either go conventionally, that means we can find the product should be equals to 5 times negative 180 and sum should be equals to 0, or you can opt a direct identity in this case, which says if ever you find term in this form, a squared minus b squared, squared of any number minus a squared of any other number, the factors are always a plus b times a minus b. And it looks like exactly the same. But 5 is not a square, or 5x, how we can do one thing, I can take out 5 as common. When I'll take out 5 as common, this will remain x squared, and this can be written as 36 equals 0. Now divide both the sides by 5, we'll get x squared minus 36 equals 0. Now it can be written as x squared minus 6 squared, which is looking exactly this form. So I can say this will be x plus 6 times x minus 6 equals 0. On equating each of the factor to 0, I'll get x1 as negative 6 and x2 as positive 6. Moving on to the question number 2. Well, in the factorization, that's all required. So you can see, like in these 4 questions, we are done with all the type of factorization questions. Now in question number 2, find the roots of the following quadratic equations in surd form. Remember, this type of question will be given in the non-calculator paper, even though you have to use the formula method, but when they are asking you to give your answer in surd form, even in calculator paper, which is hard, you will find it's very hard, they give this type in calculator paper. But say for example, even if they are asking you to give answer in surd form, so that means you're not supposed to use calculator in this case. Now it says find the roots of the following quadratic equations in surd form. This quadratic equation, obviously it says surd form, that means it clearly indicates you that factorization is not going to work. So either you can go for completing the square method, or you can go for quadratic formula. Here we are covering quadratic formula method. So if you are not aware of, this is the best way, understand it. So here I'll be doing same. A is equals to 5, B is equals to negative 7, and C is equals to negative 4. I have to use the formula. Formula is minus b plus minus root of b squared minus 4ac by 2a. Just put the values. B is already negative 6. So negative 6 is constantly, like it's fixed in the formula, and b is negative 6, so negative negative will become positive. Negative and negative 6. So obviously when you expand the bracket, negative negative will become positive. So I'll write 6 plus minus root of b squared, which is 36, minus 4 times negative 4 times 5 over 2 times 5. 6 plus minus root of 36, and minus 4 times minus 4 is 16, and times 5 is 80. So plus 80 over 10. This will give you 6 plus minus root of 116 over 10. So your x1 is 6 plus root 116 over 10, and x2 is 6 minus root 116 over 10. This is how you can calculate this. Plus minus represent that you will get one root when you're using plus and another root when you're using minus. And in this way you can calculate the value. Now, this is your answer in surd form. Doing the same with part II, 9x squared minus 2x plus 11. Same thing I'll be doing. A is 9, B is negative 2, and C is 11. Now, put that in formula. So minus B will become positive B. So 2 plus minus root of 2 squared is 4 minus 4 times A times C over 2 times 9. Now see this one, it says 2 plus minus root 4 minus negative. It's 99 times 4 is definitely greater than 4. And root of a negative number is not possible at all. So not possible, no roots. If there will be condition like this, write down no roots at all. Moving on to the question number 23. A man started his journey from point A and ended his journey to point B. He covered a distance of 22 kilometers in time x minus 1 hour by maintaining a speed of x plus 20 km per hour. Find the value of x. It's very easy. They're talking about distance, time, and speed. So we are using speed is equals to distance over time. So what's the speed given? It's x plus 20. What's the distance given? 22. And what's the time given? It's x minus 1. And this is how you can calculate the value of x. Just cross multiply or multiply both the sides by x minus 1. You'll get x plus 20 times x minus y is equals to 22. Now expand this bracket, you'll get x times x is x squared, x times 1 is minus x, 20 times x is 20x, and 20 times minus 1 is minus 20 equals 22. Now you just need to transpose 22 onto the left hand side. You'll get x squared minus plus 19x and minus 42 equals 0. We can solve it with any method. I think by factorization we can easily do. Product is negative 42 and sum is 19. So product for minus 42 is minus 42 over 1 because sum is positive, so greater number should be positive. Now 21 minus 2. Okay, we got the number. Two numbers are 21 and negative 2. So x plus 21 times x minus 2. So values of x are x1 as negative 21 and x2 as positive 2. Now you can clearly see we have calculated one value of x as negative, one is positive. When you substitute negative here, this will give you negative speed. Or when you put negative here, it will give you negative time, which is not possible at all. So the only possible number here is positive number that we'll be using. So x is 2 here. Moving on to the next question. If ax plus 1 times x plus b is written in the form of x plus c whole squared minus 4, then find the value of a and the positive values of b and c. Now, I have described there are 4 different methods of solving quadratics, which is factorization, completing square, formula, and graphical. So we have done factorization and formula method. You are aware of it now. The third method is completing the square method, which is here. This method is used to convert the given quadratic the standard way. This is called standard way. Ax squared plus bx plus c. That's called standard way. This is x plus a times x plus b is called the factor form. And a times x plus b whole squared plus c is called vertex form. So to convert this standard equation into this form, we need factorization method. And similarly, if you want to convert this into this form, we need completing the square method. And here we can clearly see this is looking like a vertex form. So we need the factorization, we need the completing square method. Well, in completing the square method, there is a whole conventional way which always, like in maximum cases, it confuses the kid, and we are running out of the time because we don't have much time, honestly, and we are looking to achieve grades, good grades. So at that moment of time, I would suggest to go for the formula rather than the conventional method. It will confuse you if you haven't studied before. So we'll be doing only direct formula. So if you want to convert the standard equation into the vertex form, then you have to use this formula. Suppose this is the equation x squared plus bx plus c. So x plus b by 2 whole squared minus b by 2 whole squared plus c is the formula. That's it. You don't have to do anything. So let me show you how you can apply it here. Let me just give you one example and then we'll come back to this question. The question says x squared plus 4x plus 3. We can do it like this. So here a is equals to 1, b is equals to 4 and c is equals to 3. So we have to use this formula. B is 4. So x plus 4 by 2 whole squared minus 4 by 2 whole squared plus c is 3. X plus 2 whole squared minus 2 squared is 4 plus 3. X plus 2 whole squared minus 1. This is how we can convert this standard equation into vertex form, which is looking like this, you can say. So this is a way, the simplest way is to use the formula. Just learn this formula. It will definitely help you and will lower down your confusion. Now, coming back to this question, we first have to convert. This is a factor form. So let me just expand this so that we can get our standard equation. So this will be ax squared plus abx plus x plus b. Or in standard way, ax squared plus ab plus 1 times x plus b. So if I put that in the formula, this is written in the form of what? This one. X plus c whole squared minus 4. See, either way you can work. Either you can convert this into the form and compare it, or you can expand this one and compare it. Both will work. I think in this case, if we expand both the sides, it would be much easier. We have expanded this side. Let me expand this one as well. X squared plus 2xc plus c squared minus 4. We can do like, we can just convert this into vertex form as well and can get the answer, but I think it is more easier. If now I can compare, that means terms of x squared and x squared, terms of x and x, and terms of constant and constants. So terms of x squared and x squared, from here I'll get a as 1 clearly. Terms of x, that is all the coefficients of x and the coefficient of x, this is the only coefficient of x. Coefficient, that means the number, variable, whatever is written with x, that basically the constant. So AB plus 1, and on right hand side it's 2c is equals to 2c. A is 1 from the first equation we have calculated, so b plus 1 is equals to 2c. This is the equation 1. Comparing b is equals to c squared, the constant and constant now. So b is equals to c squared minus 4. This is the second equation we can see here. Now this is the simultaneous equation that we have to solve simple. From here I can find b is equals to 2c minus 1. So putting it here, 2c minus 1 is equals to c squared minus 4. Or c squared minus 2c minus 3 is equals to 0. And now we can just use the factorization method to get the value of c. Product is negative 3 and sum is negative 2. So two numbers are negative 3 and positive 1. So x minus, or c, it's everything in terms of c. So c minus 3 times c plus 1. So c1 is positive 3 and c2 is negative 1. Remember, they have said find the value of a and positive values of b and c. So we are considering only positive 3. So c is 3 that we are taking. Now we have c, 3, put it here. So b is equals to 3 squared minus 4, which is 5. So finally we got a as 1, b as 5 and c as 3. So we are doing till question 4 in this, and in the next part we'll be doing the remaining questions. So that's it for today. Have a great day and keep practicing.